Hello, everyone. Happy Monday. Start of a good old week, and it's tonight a Monday night pop. We just come back for y'all here. Me and Landfill. We have
What is up? Powder Out Podcast. What's going on? And we're on the Inferno page. So what's going on, everybody? Uh, this is the pop of Monday night, y'all. Life gets in the way sometimes. We were supposed to do it last night, but I was in the middle of a bunch of stuff, so I'm like, hey, can we just do it tomorrow? And he's like, yeah, sure. And here we are.
Hey, I get it. I had a crazy old weekend, man. I did like the MS walk and ran, and I'm become a party animal, mister. So, but what other news do you got? Like, what's anything big this week going on in the landfill world or in your news to share?
Um, Not a whole lot. I did something today at work that I don't really like to do. I'm afraid of heights. And I had to get on this big thing that shoots you up in the air on this platform to where I could work on stuff. I'm doing electrical and AC work. I also had to do some electrical side building, and I was terrified. I'm afraid of heights. I'm holding a screwdriver. I was Mr. Shaky for a little while there. Just the other guy that's working with me's laughing his ass off. He's like, "You're afraid of heights, huh?" I was like, "Yeah." You couldn't tell. He just laughed and he kind of shook the thing around. But he was good to calm me down. He's like, just keep holding on to the side rail and don't drop your tools. I said, all right. But
Yeah.
also, what we're doing tonight is we're doing a little something different with the podcast. Usually we just cover some wrestling topics. Tonight we're going to go back and forth, ask each other some wrestling questions. We're going to talk a little bit about the promo world, and also we brought dinner.
My
Well,
dad.
that's legal where you are. It's not legal where I am.
Oh, I know because because it's funny because I have family down there, aka my mother, who thinks that she thinks I'm legitimately doing meth because like down there in like Texas, down there in fucking Texas, Louisiana border, they're still beating kids in the school and they're still actually teaching dare. When up here, we're cutting things off and taking dare out of school.
Well, that's the thing. I gotta take that off. I gotta fix this. It's driving me crazy. That's the thing. People, see the podcast from time to time. They're like, "Oh, they do that." I was like, "Can you still hear me?" This thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Um. They have to ask. Oh, what's going on? It's legal where some people live. He is not in the state that I'm in. Uh.
I know.
It's taking its sweet time.
Yeah, it is. No, it's right. I think it needs to go everywhere, but and this okay. This kind of leads me to a question of it then. To you, do you think wrestling? Do you think WWE should be allowed to smoke weed? Do you think the wrestlers should be allowed to? Because they're traveling though. Here's the thing, because I mean, what's hard or what's interesting about with like traveling, let's say even comedians or anything really is you can put a residence. I can put a residence in Colorado and then or get my weed there or whatever. But it's like have a residency in a legal state, and then so they can't drug test me, right? So if I get drugged, what's wrong? So so what do you think? Wrestling and weed. Should your wrestlers be allowed to smoke weed?
I think in a safe,
Yeah,
structured
soccer, man.
environment.
I don't know who it is. It just says Facebook user. Landfill.
What's up? In a safe, structured environment, yes. I'm not saying they should go get blitzed out their mind and then go try to perform and fall around each other, but I I could only imagine how their bodies feel after a match, and the medicinal use. I'm not saying just everybody should go get it and roast up just because.
Yeah, like this should be
But
toasting that.
if there's certain people that can use it for the medicinal uses, it was put on this God's green earth for. So I'm saying, like after a match, yeah, toke up, ease the pain, and rest a little bit, and and I'm like I said, just not no big amount, just to get roasted and toasted, and and to drive irresponsibly or put a crap show on. You
Yeah,
know,
that's the biggest thing.
there's a difference
Yeah.
between the use of it and the abuse of it.
Yep. It's just like, I mean, it's just like alcohol. And how many times, and how many times can you count that? How many DUI and alcohol wrestling related news do you know? Like, it's all the time.
And and half of it comes from them going out to a bar or going somewhere to drink a couple beers to ease their mind, to ease the pain off their backs from taking all the bumps, and then them having to go back to the hotel room and boom, they're caught.
Yep. Because isn't that exactly how Jeff Hardy was caught?
You know,
Kind of one of the big
a couple of times, yes.
Yeah, because he's been popped a couple. I mean, the one like when he came out and did the drunken match, because that's kind of exactly what you were even talking about to it, is if you put on a good show or not to it. So it's like, yeah, when he came out there, like I still can't believe I didn't see it live, but I remember like I was into wrestling at that time, and then yeah, hearing about that. Do you remember the drunk match?
Yep. That was when he was in
He was
TNA was when he was really blitzed.
Yeah, he was
Yeah.
When he was that all painted out character is when he was gone to me. That
Yep.
was when I saw him like, yeah, it was in TNA.
That was not the Jeff Hardy that I knew.
No, that's not even the Jeff Hardy that's came back and done some stuff. Not even close.
I gotta say, I really like this format of which we're going. I was just surprised the crap out of myself. This format that we have going on, this talk that we have going, I like it. It's subtle, it's informative, and it's hitting on some tough subjects. And I'm glad that we get to talk about this here on the Inferno and on the Pop.
Yep, there we go. Share it. That's what it is. Just friend, we're just chatting. Oh god, I'm gonna break some things back here. See, got my handicap sign of it. That's why they need to have you have your heavyweight division, your lightweights. Why don't they have a handicap division? That would just be the funniest fucking title to have. To have this. If you would make a belt, I'd make a belt with the handicap symbol and get a handicap belt.
And before anybody goes all Karen, tell them a little bit about yourself.
Okay, yes. Okay, touche there before me saying we're just the cripples beating up. I am myself a cripple. Let's go with that way. No. I have multiple sclerosis or MS is one. I've had problems walking with it, man. I can't see. Right now, neat little I'll go into my little past, give you some little funny bits then to it. So I've been I decided to start really dating recently of it. And I'm really MS means majorly special. So I mean I'm majorly special person to date because my eyes only see 420p now. So sixes looks like tens. So you don't have to really try with me. And then also I can turn a nice Sunday walk around the museum into a sit-in protest because my legs gave up. But I can't though. But on the plus side, I can't run away from commitment now. I mean, I can stumble away.
You're awful, and I love it.
But that just makes me good cougar bait then, because that's what I've been into. So
My cheeseburger cup.
That's a... Okay, let me see. But Shaky, you're a beast in the promo world. So see, handicap wrestling fans. There we go.
I got to see if that's the same guy.
It's Jason Thacker. Whoever Jason Thacker is.
Thacker.
Whacker? I'm gonna whack him up. God, I'm bad with it there. Now there we go.
But
see, that's what I get when I enter. There we go. We can kind of say, if you want to slip with the VOH of it, is now that I'm involved, can I make the handicap division?
We'll talk about it. Tell everybody what you do for a living.
Okay, so what I do is I am a more than this crap. I'm an IT manager for a sewer company. So I watch dirty movies for a living. I mean, I got the shittiest job of them all. I say that at least I'm not in the actual pipes like some of our other guys that have to like go into shit pipes. I just get to watch the shit on the videos. I watch it when it comes back because if y'all don't know, you don't just flush your toilet and woof, it goes away. There's millions of miles of pipe underneath the ground. I mean, I'm talking millions. I didn't realize how big even some of those is. Like, there's one pipe that scared me. It's 20 feet down. Like they buried it 20 feet down under the ground, and it's 98 inches big. So it's like going 20 feet, 98 inches, huge old pipes.
Man.
But I did see one though, is there was a huge 128-inch pipe. There's something that people can walk in. I mean, and I saw something that said I suck blank here, spray painted on the side of the sewer.
It's a wonder people actually try to go down there and just to write stuff like that.
Nah, I think she was doing something, but it was a very nice arrow. Like it was very artfully done like this. If you can tell what I love how you like your face is not under. Did you get where my arrow was?
Yes.
Okay. I'm like, could you? Because oh man, that was in it. I got that from one of my cougars. Told you, cougar bait. Cougar gave me one of those penis shots one weekend. That was that. That just sounds bad, doesn't it? Cougar gave me a penis shot.
Also,
viewer,
along with that job, in which I can concur with that job, I used to do plumbing back then. I didn't get to, scope down big pipes like you did with sewers, but I had to deal with, the others. That was a former job.
The mini cam itself, like you all still use the Snake X and probably the.
Yeah. But as well, you're also a comedian, aren't you?
Yes, I am. I do. Yes, I am. Mr. Shaky is also a stand-up comedian. Yeah, I do shows around town a bit here. We're doing a big story shows. I'm starting of up here, but yeah, stand-up comedian, and now I could put on executive producer. So now I can put on a new title, but I love stand-up. I did a show this oh god. I kind of stopped with the cougar ones because let me just say my last little my favorite stand up is what started all of this things is on New Year's Eve at one of my shows. Y'all, I said cougar joke. At the end of the show, somebody came and talked to me. Let's just say 2 months later after we were dating, she ghosted me. Anyways, this girl got arrested on our first date, ended up in jail, and just a week ago, I saw on Facebook popped up, said bail. I don't know. Crazy in the world. So, I don't know. Why am I just like rambling now? You're like eating a chicken. Like I see you like Mr. like Gordon Ramsay over there. You're just sitting eating chicken. Like listen to me bitching about relationships.
Well, I gotta say,
Almost gotta go bring her.
Tonight, my wife did cook for me. I'll post pictures in the comment section here in just a little bit. But she cooked me some stuffed chicken. It's got stuffed with roasted tomatoes, mozzarella cheese, and asparagus. And this is the first time I've ever eaten asparagus, and it's really good. And it's seasoned nicely.
Oh, yes.
And I got a big hunk of bread.
Stuffed chicken with asparagus is good. I've been, I put like that exact meal. I just do it on couscous instead of chicken lately. Just couscous, a little more of the rice and protein there when I was trying to do all my losing weight because people want to know. Yeah, because I've lost 180 pounds in the past 3 years. I mean, it's been over a time, but I mean, it's still an accomplishment. I almost lost half myself. So, because I was 400 pounds at one point, like, Nothing's worse than getting kicked off a ride at Universal Studios and having to walk back the walk of shame while kids are crying.
Hey,
Yeah.
in comedy or in the other job that you have, is there ever a time where you had to, use a wrestling maneuver or a wrestling phrase or resorted to wrestling to make sense of anything?
Okay, to make sense. I thought you were saying wrestling in my life. I was like, oh my God, I'm going to tell you the time when my wife fucking Brock Lesnar me and broke my shoulder. Because there was so this is just interesting. This great wrestling story, actually, wrestling comedy story. God, I gotta write this one down. Is a we no, because this was great. We had a bet at one time. Me and my wife really into wrestling. Like we actually went to events and everything. So we had a bet. This was back SummerSlam when Undertaker was going against Brock Lesnar. And the bet was mine was if Undertaker won, I got a blowjob. And then if Lesnar won, I gave her an hour back rub. So I don't really remember who won. Oh no, it was like because it was a tie. We were bitching. She was bitching about because it was a submission. I remember that because he ended like this. I just remember because Undertaker, like when he really knocked out. Do you remember that one? Lesnar just and they actually showed him just flipping him off.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
That was that match where they were making face at each other, weren't they?
yes, yeah, they were.
Yeah.
It was actually I will give that was probably the last like Undertaker match that I saw that I was like,
Mm.
he had some like effort to it. Yeah, bragging over there that you got a wife to cook because us single people, we gotta cook for ourselves, damn it. And we don't like to do fancy. I say that and I've made some. I make some fancy stuff. I still like to cook here and there, and especially if any I can host. No, so I wanted to finish that story. So we had this bet. Um anyways, went upstairs and I was like, you gotta give into the bet. Anyways, she grabs my arm. She caught me perfectly here. Suplexes me, flips me over down. I'm now flipped down on the ground, holding my shoulder, just literally going, wait, what the like what just happened that I'm looking at my wife above me, my shoulder in pain. And then she just looks at me and screams, Lesnar, bitch. It's like, that's the love I got. And I was like, really? I was like, thanks for the love, babe. I'm over here screaming, and you're like, Lesnar, bitch. After she and then she's done it again. I still get that move. Like, if you grab that shoulder perfectly and just you'll be shocked. I've learned with this, with wrestling. You shock some of those little guys who could do some of the like big moves. Like little guy who can take down a big man. I've been seeing those. It's always the greatest thing ever to see like the 5 foot guy take down your 6 foot. Like who? Okay. We go to it. Muhammad Ali is back. No, Great Ali is back. The Khali, Muhammad Ali. Great Khali is back. I saw him back versus with Mumbo. What God, what's the other big man right now that I think he had the title or was gonna get Mambo?
Almost.
Almost. Yes. Him and Khali. Did you see that? I just
I
saw it.
did not. I know that there's another big pajama guy out right now with I think the Vari
Maybe.
or somebody.
I just saw the clip of I think it was last week was when Kali came and I saw him come out and then like almost and Heyman because Heyman's managing for almost now. And then
Really?
I'm almost yes. I make sure I know these facts right, but I'm like, yes.
I'm gonna have to do some catching up
Have to catch up then because Heyman is
between work and moving right now. I'm gonna have to do some catching up.
Yeah, but of catching up, is there any of the anything happening around you that's been going on? Because I know Last time we talked, y'all had a couple wrestling matches that were around you. Hey, there was like two guys that we talked to that fought each other. What happened to those little like skinny ones?
Oh yes, the UWE. That was Rico Wildly, and he went against the Gatekeeper. They had their match. Phenomenal match. Rico Wildly won. He shaved the head of the Gatekeeper. They just recently had another show. Rico Wildly came out on top of his match. I've yet to see Gatekeepers. I gotta check out that one. But everything's been going great over here. The wrestling show's still kicking good. They're putting on shows here and over in Texas. Other than that, the landfill here just eating, working, and landfill with his promos. Right now, landfill is a tag team champion at the VOH Wrestling Boiler Room. I am currently in a tournament that's going to be starting soon for a world championship for a new promotion, led up by Hollywood Haywood, and it's called the Foundation. I'm in a tournament there for the crown the first heavyweight champion. I'm in a group called Heart and Soul Promotion, where I've been competing. I've been having a bunch of fun competing over there. I've had a few matches. I've won both matches. One I've won by a hair. Like a coin flip kind of toss. I won that match. The guy I went against, he was good. And I'm glad he brought everything he did with the match. But the match that I won put me in a contendership for a title in July. So I'm waiting for July, and I'm going to get back in action and go for one of their titles.
Are you talking about the actual? That's the other promo promotion you're saying? Right. Not
yeah,
I thought you were.
That's the promo promotions.
Out there training now. I'm starting kickboxing. So I'm gonna get all in shape. You're gonna see Mr. Shaky that become an actual wrestler. Great.
I train in all you can eat Fudo.
Hey, I did at one point, but hey, losing things happen to just being single and not having a wife makes you lose a lot of weight.
Well, my wife, this is the reason for the baked chicken and the asparagus. She's wanting me to start trying to watch what I eat, and I'm starting to pack on the pounds, and she wants me to cut off on how much I drink on the Cokes and how many, she wants me to smoke cigarettes no more and stuff like that. So she's really wanting me to watch myself because she's worried about me because how much I eat. I do this on screen. I'll come out, I'll hit myself with stuff, and I'll eat a bunch of food on screen. I have people literally messaging me after. They, like, hey, how often do you do this? I said, well, this is a pretty regular thing as far as my eating habits, but when I hit myself stuff, that's just on screen. They said, well, if you eat like that all the time, that's not healthy. We're worried about you. You're going to hurt yourself.
God, oh man. Oh, I used to be, man, I was I did 2 eating competitions when I was a kid. One time I did a spaghetti eating.
If I can find an eating competition around here, they're toast. I'm gonna be running to that line.
It's the thing. Now that I'm not skinny. I mean, right now I'm skinny with flotation devices, or just flaps, if you want to call it. Because it's really all it is. It's all just extra. Hey, on the plus side, if I get shot, I say at least now I have the cushion already. And now I can legitimately tell assholes that this is a protective covering for my rock hard abs, because I have been told by surgeons that actually do have abs underneath there that actually have very, very strong abs, actually. But I have 400 pounds of belly shit. That's just that's sitting on there. So yeah, you can't see them right now. So it's like I'm gonna rip those baby off and be like freaking Dave Hasselhoff over here.
Well, you're gonna look like David Hasselhoff. I'm gonna get bigger like Fat Bastard.
Oh my god, that's what. Oh man, I'm gonna shave it. That would have to be that would be our tag team. My gosh.
We'll call ourselves Fat Boy Slim.
Yes.
All right, speaking of tag teams, have you seen the Hardy Boys? They're going for one last hurrah, traveling the world to win tag team gold.
Where are they going? Because yeah, I heard that they're back. I heard they're almost like dudes are like 40.
They're getting up in age. Right now they're going through independent promotions. And then I heard they're big.
Trying like to knock them all out, or they try to be one of those bitches.
Their big to do is to get the New Japan Tag Team Championships. Because that's the only major promotion that they have not had the titles in.
Yeah, because they did just have AEWs, didn't they?
I don't know if I think something's scheduled around in there for them to go for that. I just don't think it's happened yet.
Yeah, okay. Because that's where I've kind of heard some about like the return was around the AEW in there. Man, this like sucks in a way. Look, my eyes already are jacked up. I tell people, but my computer looks weird because I'm looking here and I have one of those. You remember old school TVs when things were going out? You have like the line in the middle of the TV.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I can still see through it, but the color's gone a little bit right there. And it's just a one straight line, but it is what they're. So, what else really going on in the? Because it's been a nice little. I like the little conversation. We got some interesting news there, and also we got some promo stuff coming up. You got some fun stuff of what do you have in the fires, if I would call it?
Yes, over in the Inferno, I am known as the CEO. And what I do is I kind of do booking and take the charge of getting people prepared for promo shows. For those of you who don't know what's going on over in the pop side, and we got a show coming up on May the 30th called Through the Fire. And I'm gonna pull up the card.
Man, I want to get.
And we're gonna read this off.
Man.
All right. We got the American Dragon, which this will be the debut of the American Dragon, taking on a return, a guy that's coming out of retirement. Because before he was just a guy who came out and told everybody happy birthday. That's all this guy ever wanted to do, and that's what he did. A guy called El Fudio.
Man, what is this? Is this like an AA for fat people?
American Dragon will be taking on El Fudio to start the show as the pre-show match, and then kicking things off, we have an Inferno 4-way match for the number one contendership for the Incendiary Championship. If you have not seen the Incendiary Championship or the Inferno Championship, hop over to the Inferno page and check it out. Those are some beautiful titles, beautiful belts. Yes, and the guys we got contending for this is Gypsy King, Gunshot, Prince Purge, and Ryan Mayhem. What started this out was Prince Purge wasn't able to show up for one of his matches, and he was supposed to go against Gunshot. So they never got to have their match. I love your mask. So when Prince Purge comes back, he does a call out. And newcomer, which will be debuting, Ryan Mayhem, answered the call out, but also did Gypsy Prince. So they started bickering back and forth amongst each other. I want to go against them. Well, I'm going to say, well, hey, there's no sense in one of us. We can do a 3-way. But then Gunshot comes up, well, hey, I was supposed to go against him too. So boom, fatal 4-way, which in the Inferno we call fatal 4-ways, Inferno 4-ways. And I said to spice it up and put the heat on it, let's make it for a championship number one opportunity for people to really step up their game.
Oh yeah, that'll be cool.
The next match is Dax Snow, the former Inferno champion, going against Trey Davis. Trey Davis had a match last month, which that was his real big debut in the Inferno, and he came bringing the heat, packing the punches when he went against Arthur King. He did suffer a loss, but it was with he did not leave empty-handed. He went with a little bit of respect from Arthur King because he left it all out there. Well, Dax Snow, once he lost the championship, he said, "I'm going to step back for a little bit, but I'll be back soon enough." Well, Trey Davis comes out and said, "Hey, man, you ain't going nowhere. Me and you about to have a match. I've been wanting to go against you before you go anywhere. It's my time to go against you and prove myself to you." So that's how Trey Davis and Dax Snow come to be. We got a triple threat. And this is going to be for the Inferno #1 contendership match, which you had Negan and Austin Wild calling each other out, trying to, each person trying to spook the other of who's bigger, who's better, and then you got Ivan Rage. Ivan Rage, he's once in on competition, so he's like, hey, he puts his 2 cents into the matter, and I was like, all right, y'all want to keep going back and forth? Let's build this. I'm going to throw Ivan Rage into the mix with Negan and Austin Wild. Y'all step y'all's game up because, hey, y'all's match is for a contendership. So bring the best you got. And I believe that this will be able to... What is that? I don't want to ask. The next is our 2 championship matches, in which you have the Incendiary Championship match, which a champion over in the VOH Wrestling Boiler Room, which is Seven. He is the current King of Promos champion. He will be going against the Incendiary champion, that is Heathen. Heathen is also a tag team champion over in another place. I want to say WGP. Don't hold it to me, but no, not WGP. HSP. He just won the inaugural HSP Tag Team Championships. And maybe the other 2, I don't know, but I know of HSP, in which they'll be going head-to-head in the championship match. Seven versus Heathen, champion versus champion. 2 champions walk out, 2 champions walk in, 1 champion walks out situation.
So it's going to be 2 belts?
If Seven wins, he'll have 2 championships. Okay. If Heathen wins, he just retains his championship.
Okay.
The main event is the Inferno World Championship match, where you have a guy that states that he's not a promo artist. He's a booker. He's a guy behind a desk. He's an ex-wrestler. He's retired. But he came in, he stepped up to do a match last month at the show, and he came in and kicked tail. Him and Villain did their thing, and at the end of it, Dr. Quack came out on top. Dr. Quack is the president over there at Heart and Soul Promotions. And he won the #1 contendership to take on our champion here in the Inferno, which is Rig. And coincidentally, Rig and Heathen are a tag team, which they're tag team champions over in HSP. It's weird how all this comes full circle. But, man, these are some big matches I'm looking forward to. I cannot wait. Everybody's really pushing it on the page. They're hyping, and they're going to keep building up until the show, which they're really going to lay it all down and leave it all out there to entertain each and every one of you.
This sounds amazing. And I'm going to try to make it look all pretty. I'm looking forward to actually seeing all these and everything. Oh, this is see, if I got a promo, it's because it's everybody. It's the best. Somebody gave me that for my birthday. Somebody gave me a crocheted little penis. I don't know why. Just threw that off, right? That you're not gonna forget that ever again. And I gotta say,
we didn't make your desk more professional.
Oh yeah. My hey, everybody, because I'm also part of a show called Inebriated Instigators, where we do a lot of bad things. I am coming for you. I'm just saying, my laugh in this mask is creepy as shit. Even creeps myself out when I'm watching myself over there. I'm just seeing,
We'll definitely have to work you out of character.
right? Because I'm coming for you.
Anything else you want to put in and say or do before we leave?
No, not really. I mean, I enjoyed coming back. I enjoyed talking to you. It's been
I did too. I enjoyed hanging out with you, chatting with you, and everybody else viewing and enjoying a great meal while doing it.
right. Have a great old Monday, everybody. And if you haven't, go join and look at VOH Inferno.
Guys, thank y'all